You're not confused about this relationship anymore. You're just not reacting the way you used to. For a while, confusion felt like the problem. You replayed conversations. You questioned your own reactions. You wondered why things didn't feel settled. But lately, something has shifted. Not into certainty, not into answers, into awareness. You still think about this person. You still notice what happens between you. But the emotional fog that once made everything urgent has thinned. And now you're left with a strange feeling, not clarity you can explain. Just a quiet sense that you're seeing more than you were before, and that can feel unsettling, especially when you don't know what you're supposed to do with that awareness yet. There was a time when every interaction pulled a reaction out of you. A message would spark analysis, silence would create tension, small changes felt heavy. But now, there's a pause. You still notice what happens, but you don't immediately move toward it. You don't rush to interpret or respond. That pause is important. Because not reacting doesn't mean you don't care. It means your emotions aren't leading on their own anymore. What if this pause isn't distance, but information? Awareness has a quiet way of changing how you see things. You may notice patterns now that you used to overlook, not dramatic ones, subtle ones. How certain moments repeat, how your body responds before your thoughts do, how your peace rises or fades around this person. Before, you might have explained those moments away, justified them, minimized them. Now, you're simply noticing, not labeling, not judging, just seeing. What if clarity doesn't always arrive as an answer, but as an ability to observe honestly? Section 3. When emotion stops demanding a decision. Strong emotion often demands action. It pushes you to decide, fix, define. But what you're feeling now is different. The emotion is still there, but it isn't urgent. It doesn't insist that you act on it right now. That can feel uncomfortable, because you're used to movement being proof that something matters. Yet sometimes, the most grounded moments come when emotion no longer demands direction, only awareness. What if this steadiness isn't a lack of feeling, but a sign that your feelings are settling into place? There's a temptation to use awareness as a tool to control outcomes, to say, now that I see this clearly, I should know what happens next. But real awareness doesn't rush ahead. With this relationship, you may notice that you're less interested in controlling where things go, and more interested in staying aligned with how you feel now. That's a quiet shift. It doesn't end the connection, and it doesn't define it. It simply removes the pressure to force meaning before it's ready. What if awareness isn't meant to guide action yet, but to keep you grounded while things remain open? You may still have questions, but they don't carry the same weight. They don't spiral. They don't rush. They sit quietly in the background, unanswered, but no longer unsettling. That's often what happens when confusion gives way to awareness. Not everything becomes clear, but everything becomes calmer, and that calm changes how you hold the relationship, without requiring you to define it. What if this stage isn't about knowing more, but about being steadier with what you already see? You don't need to label this awareness yet. Not being confused